There you go.
There you go.
Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to Quarantine Thursday with Brushed by Brandy. You guys, it's another Thursday, and my name is Brandy. I'm with Brushed by Brandy. I come here every Thursday evening and paint with you guys live on the Dixie Belle Paint Facebook page. And today we are outside. We're going to paint outside because it's a beautiful evening in California. Since you guys can't get out, we'll go out and you'll feel like you're on vacation in sunny California, right? Is it working?
I thought this was just a backdrop.
Yeah, no, this is actually
backdrop.
our house. So,
Dang it.
what we're going to do tonight, you guys, is we're going to spray paint. And we're going to talk about sprayers, and we're going to talk about dilution, and a whole bunch of things. So we're going to compare and contrast our different sprayers, and we're actually going to put color on this piece behind me, which is my current project. So what we're going to spray tonight, there's a couple things I like to spray when I'm spraying. Oops. I like my clear coat sprayed because there is nothing more flawless than a sprayed clear coat. So I usually spray all my clear coats. So here's what I prefer. If I have to brush or sponge a clear coat, I like Dixie Belle Satin. If I'm spraying, I like Dixie Belle Gator Hide. Gator Hide sprays beautifully.
Sorry, you remind me of the Karate Kid right now.
Yeah, wax on, wax off. So if I'm brushing or sponging, satin clear. Spraying, Gator Hide sprays beautifully. They both have about the same satin sheen, I would say. Now spraying satin clear coat, it's a little bit thicker, so it sprays differently than the Gator Hide does. So that kind of gives you an idea why I like to spray the Gator Hide better. My husband Sean is here, you guys. If you have any questions as we're going, pop on and let me know. You guys might get to have a little peek of Sprayed by Sean tonight.
Yes.
I know. Everyone's excited. Everyone. So metallics. The metallic paints are a little bit thinner than the regular Dixie Belle paints. And so they spray beautifully. They need minimal dilution, if any. They're very thin paint. So that's what we're going to spray tonight. So
Sheila, do it, Sean.
do it. It's metallics and Sean. It doesn't get any better than that. So let me tell you what I did to prepare this piece for spraying tonight. So I'm doing this to actually match another piece of furniture, another furniture set that I already did. It's a high boy and 2 nightstands. And somebody bought it and they asked me, do you have a long dresser that would coordinate? So I did. I have this one in my inventory. It's a similar French provincial style. It's not an exact match, but by the time we put it in the same finishes, it's going to be a really close match. You're not going to know that these weren't part of an original set together because the style is the same. I call those Frankensets. I like to make Frankensets because they're sets made out of multiple pieces that didn't naturally belong together. But once you put them together in a set, you can't tell that they weren't originally meant to be together. It's amazing. I have a vanity that I'm doing right now with a desk that I found and a mirror that I found separately and a stool that I found separately. Put them all together. They've got similar styling. It looks like they were meant to be together, but they were not. So that's what this dresser is going towards. So I added molds on it, and that's because the original set I did had molds on it, and I'm actually going to gold leaf these. So it's going to be the rose metallic with a gold leaf floral design. So here's why I'm putting Sean on camera tonight, you guys.
Because you don't like anybody.
Well, yeah, that too. When I did the original set in this pink metallic, it's a custom mix. Okay, this is a mix of Dixie Belle Rosé, Steel Magnolia, and Gold Digger. You can get close with Rosé and Wedding Belle as well. I only have this much paint. I have 16 ounces. I overmixed it. Thankfully, when I mixed it for the first time, I overmixed it by 16 ounces. So this is all I've got. I need to get 2 coats sprayed out of 16 ounces. So I'm actually going to put Sean on the sprayer because I tend to be a little more heavy-handed with the sprayer than Sean does. So what I've got on here right now, I cleaned this piece well with Dixie Belle White Lightning. I've got a coat of Dixie Belle Boss in clear underneath, and then 2 coats of Tea Rose paint. And it's a beautiful finish on its own, but it's really going to come alive with a flawless metallic finish. Metallics are very sensitive to brushing. So when you brush on a metallic paint, it shows every brush stroke. You have to use a little bit of water.
Really quick, MiFi, because it's blurry.
Yeah, it was on the MiFi.
Okay.
You can check it. I put it on. Checking.
Call our police, Holden.
Oh, it went. Okay.
All right, and we're back.
Yeah. We have two internet channels, and they will switch back and forth on their own. Kind of a pain because we don't have any control over doing that. So thank you for the heads up. It did switch itself. We switched it back. So what I was talking about was brushing metallic paint. When you brush metallics, they have, metallic particles in mica in the paint, and so it reflects every little twist and turn in the paint. It's made to reflect light. So when you brush it, it picks up the strokes of your brush. And as feathery soft as it is, it will still pick up a little bit of those strokes. So when you're brushing metallic paint, you want to use a very soft hand and build up multiple coats. You do not want to put a thick coat of metallics on because it will show your brush strokes even more, and you'll get even more variation in your finish. If you want that flawless finish.
I'm just letting you know you may go somewhere because I'm going to check it again.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's try again. Sorry, guys.
Huh. Shouldn't be any different because it's portable. I brought it closer to us, so hopefully that might help. Okay.
Just throw it.
So anyway, when you're brushing metallics, you want to do very thin coats, build them up slowly. So I'm sure you guys want us to actually paint and stop talking now.
That's what I'm hoping for.
You ready? You ready for your camera?
No, I just want you to stop talking.
Camera debut?
I don't want to go on camera. I just want you to stop talking.
Okay. So I would like to talk a little bit. We've got 3 sprayers, and I want to talk a little bit about the difference between the 3 sprayers. We can answer any questions about the 3, but I will go ahead and tell you what they are really quick. So we've got the Wagner Home Decor Sprayer. Dixie Belle offers this on their website, and it's actually a cool little product. So this is a great beginner sprayer. It's a great beginner sprayer. If you're just starting out spraying, this will give you a feel for diluting your paint. Most of the Dixie Belle paints only need diluting about 10, maybe 25%. And that's because they all range in thickness. So it depends on what color you're spraying or what material. So Boss, we just sprayed Boss, and it needed diluting about 25%. But then spraying Fluff only needed 10%. So it depends on the thickness and what exactly you're spraying. Some of the paints have more pigments in them, so they need a little bit more diluting. But I have the Wagner Home Decor Sprayer. Now, I don't use this a whole lot, and the reason is because it's a beginner sprayer, and I don't want to call us advanced because I don't think we're quite advanced, but we're at least intermediate. And this doesn't give you the most flawless, best finish out on the market. So we also have a pneumatic sprayer, and what the pneumatic sprayer is it hooks up to an air compressor. So you have to have an air compressor, and it does run while you're spraying. And then this is just a gun, and this is a gun from Home Depot. Came in a set. It's by Husky, and it gives a nice spray. But this is a heavier investment in equipment, and then you have to account for the fact that you've got a compressor going with you everywhere and the hose that it requires. So it's more than just the gun. What size is your compressor? 5 gallons?
I think it's a 5-gallon.
So it's a 5-gallon compressor. It's probably about $500 to $700 in equipment just to run this sprayer. But it gives a decent finish. It gives a good finish. Now the one we're going to spray with tonight is the nicest of my sprayers. I'm tied to a cord. I'm going to unplug it just for a minute so I can show it. Okay, this is an Apollo sprayer, and it's the Eco 4 series, and this is the gun that it comes with it. This is the summation of all the equipment that I need to spray right here. This box, which sounds like the sound of a vacuum. Sounds like I'm running a vacuum. And
well, that's true, Sheila. She just says I have shaky hands.
Yeah, put it down.
I'm good.
Okay, I'll take over in a minute with camera work, guys. And then this is the spray gun here, and it delivers. So as far as finish, It has less overspray than any of the options. It delivers a really nice fine mist. It's by far the nicest of the three. I would say we've got beginner, intermediate, advanced sprayer. The sprayer is probably nicer than my spraying techniques are. So, but it's a beautiful product. So this is what we're going to spray with tonight. And I'm going to hand it over to Sean so he can get started. Let me plug this back in. Did you get a mask?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I do. It's right over here, my ventilator.
Okay. All right, you guys. So now, making his camera debut.
I've been on camera before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, it was jail, but that's no big deal.
Okay. I'm going to put my husband Sean on camera. He's actually going to do spraying for us tonight. I know how to spray, but like I said, I'm a little bit heavier handed than he is. I'm a light-handed painter, but a heavy-handed sprayer. Go figure.
And a lead foot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, that too. So I'm going to put him on camera to do the spraying. He does most of my spraying for me because it's something he can help me out with. So
Okay, can you just shut it
and make the
and
swap?
Okay.
Go. Get out of here.
And go.
All right, you guys. This is Sean. You can sit or stand. This is my husband, Sean.
So there was a question about, I think it was June, as far as overspray this close to the garage. The differences between them. This is the Husky you need a compressor for. Okay, this one will give you a lot of overspray.
He's wearing his quarantine beard too, guys. So the deal is that he's not going to trim his beard while we're in quarantine. He might look like a mountain man by the time we're done. That's the explanation.
Or a 16-year-old kind of
Yeah.
One of the two. Or a horrible mix between them. So anyway, to answer June's question, I'm not concerned as far as being this close to the garage because I'm not using this one.
The amount of overspray is really, really, really minimized with the Apollo sprayer. It's remarkable how little overspray it really has.
Now, unfortunately, I don't have water in this one, but I wanted to kind of show you if I just hit the ground as far as the spray pattern is concerned. So this is just water.
Okay.
Now I'm going to kick this thing on. I hate sitting.
You can stand.
Okay. Sit, stand.
My camera work is phenomenal.
Oh, man. Why did somebody knock that?
Stacy said there's nothing wrong with the mountain man. She's a hairstylist too.
Who?
So Stacy, she lives in Rancho Cordova.
Okay. Can I kick this on? Are we good?
Yes.
Okay,
so we're going to kick it on. Sounds like a vacuum. You guys can still hear me. You probably can't hear Sean. There's very little overspray with the sprayer that he's using. Okay, so we're going to go spray.
What I was showing you earlier. Hello.
So this is just water, but just to give you an idea.
To give you the Now this will allow you how much product is going to go through on that spray.
See how it just narrowed it into a, yep, and then it widened the spray pattern. That's what that does. So it controls the airflow that goes through the tip. And show me the tip. Don't spray me with water though.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, I know you would. So there are little air holes right here and right here. And that, it sprays air out of there. And that controls how the spray comes out of this nozzle here. So when you're turning this black one back here, you're just controlling how much air is coming out of those
Now,
holes.
the trick is when I do this, you have to look right here. Is that okay? I'm kidding.
Yeah, with my eye.
So the two adjustments, this is that spray, okay? And then it's just depending on the product. This is the trigger pull. How much is going to actually come out as far as your control? How far back this is going to go to allow that product to push through. So if it's too thick, too light, this is your adjustment. You can actually see there's a plus or a minus on here. Sorry about the tile fingers.
Yeah, Joe's been tiling our pool till 1 a.m. this
I do
morning.
it all.
Levon, you're from Rancho Cordova too. We aren't far. We're in a town called Rescue. I say Sacramento because nobody knows where Rescue is.
Okay, so I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to go pour this in.
So we wanted to show you that spray pattern with a little bit of water on the concrete. So he's going to flush the water out of the sprayer. And then he's going to go just fill the little cup with my paint. Now I have more than one cup, but in this case we're just going to dump out the water. And then because it's just water that we put in there, we don't have to flush the sprayer out. Yes, you can put the water in there to adjust your flow. And then it's minimal clean out. So he just flushed the gun out by spraying anything that was left in the tube and then dumping out what was left in the cup, and now he can put the paint in there. This is the worst show ever.
Oh, this is the wrong one. Where's the other one? Sorry.
Oh, it's right on the ground right here. That's the paint you want to use.
Hello. Just, I don't want to get, the reason I'm doing this is if I drip, I don't want it out front, and then I step in the drip, and then it goes everywhere.
Okay, so let's talk about our spraying environment here. I do not have an actual spray booth set up in my house.
What?
I do not. So, and I probably will not be having one. So, unless we make a mobile one. So we have cardboard down. I live out on 5 acres. This gun gives minimal overspray. So I know that I can come out here and spray, and then we will move this right into the garage afterwards. The camera work is much better. Oh, do you mean just the clarity or my actual camera work? I'm sure she meant the camera work. We have nothing better to do than watch this. You know what, Stacey? I'm using a mix of rosé, steel magnolia, and a little bit of gold digger, and it made this really pretty champagne metallic color. It's a which
is really not cool if I get it on my clothes.
Yeah, some pink metallic. It's
Would not be good.
It's like a rose gold almost. And I have extra, but I would have to mix it to this exact mixture. So I'm really hoping that I can get 2 coats sprayed out of this 16 ounces that I had. It's okay. We're getting a lot of rear shots. It's popular.
Yeah.
Right. Kidding. Okay.
And now, just hold on. I'm going to just test it.
Okay, you want to watch you test it. So he's just testing, making sure that water is flushed out, testing it on the cardboard, and also testing the spray pattern again.
Good?
I'm going to move this back so it's not right next to my face. Okay. Let me get a good...
Hold on. It has a blow nozzle. Point it away so you don't minimize it.
Okay, so what he's talking about is one side of this is a blower. So that's just pointed to my garage, and this other not. So we won't hear it. You want to make sure you're wearing a mask when you're spraying. You can aspirate it. You know what, Joan? I've never used the Erlex. I showed you the 3 models of sprayers that I have. Pam at 44 Marketplace does have the Erlex, and she can tell you about that one. I can only tell you about the difference between the pneumatic and this electric turbine sprayer here, and then the Wagner. Those are the 3 that we've used. So this one runs, it starts in the $800 range, and it runs to about $1,100. So you're going to see the champagne metallic, this pink rose gold, is a little bit darker than my paint. So he just adjusted the tip because he changed it to spray across the bottom. He's going to frame out the side. This is a mixture of rosé, and it's toned down with a little bit of steel magnolia and gold digger. And that's just to make it a little bit softer. The gold makes it kind of a rose gold, and then the steel magnolia tones it down. Yes, the blower blowing towards your project. So you don't want to spray, we're spraying outside. You never want to spray when it's windy outside. This cup that he's spraying with holds about 8 ounces of paint. How much does Sean charge an hour? Way too much.
Way too much.
My house is not finished yet. I have to stop loaning him out. He does have a full-time job too.
Sometimes.
So I'm going to get up close. Don't spray me. Okay. This is my first coat. This is my first coat. It's going to need a second coat. It's going to need a second coat. When to spray and when to brush. Cindy, I like to spray my clear coats, and I like to spray my metallics always. Unless I'm doing a decorative metallic finish where I need multiple colors. Metallics and clear coats, because they get smoother, and the smoothness makes a difference. Okay, so you'll notice he's going to start spraying past the side of the dresser. I spray with the drawers in. You can take them out, and he kept a continuous spray until the other side of the dresser. You don't want to stop in the middle because then you'll have a line where you stopped and started. Metallics are very hard with a brush, so if you want a flawless metallic finish, spraying them is the way to go. Not to mention that this will lay on that metallic finish. I need 2 coats. He'll get one in about 10 minutes and then can come back and do a second coat. My base color underneath is tea rose, and that's because with metallic paints you don't have as much pigment in the paint. The coverage is not as thick. It is important to go beyond the edge, you're right. So the coverage is not as thick, so I like to put a base coat under my metallics that is the same color I'm spraying. And I want to make sure my base coat is nice and even too. I put 2 coats of tea rose under this pink metallic. Do you have to thin the paint? Not the metallics. These are not thinned. This metallic paint is not thin, and that's because, again, the metallics are thinner than the regular paints are. So with the regular paints, we thin it about 10%. No, Brenda, we won't rinse it out in between coats. These are super thin coats. We're going to spray the top now. It's a little harder to see with the reflection of the light where it's going. There is paint going on there though. You can't even see it coming out of the gun. We will not rinse the sprayer out in between coats. Do you need more paint?
Yeah.
Okay, so he needs a little bit more paint in there. Gonna refill the paint. We will not rinse it out between coats. These are such thin coats. I'm gonna kind of try to zoom in and catch the light. Let's find a spot where it will catch the light really good. Okay, I can still see some spots under my paint that are my solid color. See right in here? So spots like that, I'll need a second coat. Otherwise, the coverage is pretty good on the flat faces of the drawers, but I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 coats on. And this is where it's really important to not be a heavy-handed sprayer. So what I was saying is the Moonshine Metallics are a little bit thinner. This is such a thin coat of paint with it sprayed. It will dry pretty quickly, and we will just come back and spray a second coat. I need 2 coats of metallic on here. If I come over to this side. It's such a thin coat of paint that it dries so quickly. We will be able to come back. I will sand in between coats. So he just has this one stripe across the back to do.
Are you okay if I take one more?
Yeah. So it might get some overspray across the back is what he's asking me. Yeah, I put the molds on there, Cindy. So this is matching a piece that I had already done, and I put molds on that original one, so I needed to put molds on here to match. This is using the I should have brought the mold out with me. I can't think of the name of it. The name of my mold.
Oh.
So that is 1 single coat. How many ounces of paint? So I want to spray 2 coats of this. I have 16 ounces of this paint. I need it to take 16 ounces.
So
it could probably be a little bit more.
16 ounces, it's what, is this 5 foot? Just to give you a size reference, this is probably 5 foot by, what, 30?
No, it's higher than 30, probably 35.
Okay.
Broke squirrels. It's not the broke squirrel mold. It's not that. It's not that. I know I've got some sunflower mold on here. Like this is the sunflower mold right here. Yeah, you can. So there's a spot down here. Let me show you this. There's a flaw right here. Gosh, of course you can't see it on camera. I get up really close. Can you guys see that? It's just really light coverage.
I'm going to turn this on.
So that the pass didn't overlap enough. So that we'll need, and a second coat will cover that. But up here, it's even and smooth. Forest Flora, thank you, Chris. You win a prize. The prize is recognition. Forest Flora, thank you. It is the Forest Flora mold. So here's what's going to happen. If I need more than 16 ounces of paint, I just need to remix this color. This is a custom color mix. And I can do that. I'm just trying to avoid it. Look at my cardboard down on the bottom. There is very little paint down there. It's going on this dresser. I have so little overspray. You can see it doesn't even go out more than, what's that, 6 to 8 inches from the dresser is as far as I can see. I've got a little bit of speckling out here, but this is where my real overspray is in here. That's as far out as my overspray goes. And you can see, if you guys have ever brushed metallics, you can see why spraying it is the way to go. It's just, it gets it so even. By the time we put two, yeah, the non-overspray is the most impressive. I glued these molds on. Yes, I did these after the boss, but before my base coat of paint. And then I'm going to put gold leaf on them afterwards. The sprayer that we're using is, I'm going to take you guys over here to the, it's an Apollo. It's an Apollo sprayer. It's the Eco Series. Does he have a 16 ounce cup? They do make 16 ounce cups. The only ones I have are 8 ounce sizes. Yeah, you know what's funny? Actually, Stacy, when they bought the original set, I gave them a sample of the paint already. So they already have one, thankfully. So I don't have to give them another one. So that was kind of it. Do you want to kind of... It really is so easy. I think the most intimidating part of spraying is diluting the paint, how much you need to dilute it, which in this case, with the Moonshine Metallics, it doesn't need diluting. It's really thin. Learning the differences between sprayers. So we have that Apollo sprayer, which comes with a smaller module, which sounds like a vacuum. I'm going to show you over here. That's our air compressor sitting over there in the corner. It's loud.
Which is also a backbreaker, unless you have it big enough to store in your garage.
It is. It is a backbreaker to try to move that around with you if you're... So this coat's going to dry. Now I can see already on the top. Can you guys see how the top is catching the light? It's already drying. It's about... You can see there's a streak in there that's kind of drying. So it's going to dry pretty quickly. Yeah, this will take about 16 ounces of paint, maybe a little bit more. Ideally, if I had a little bit of more, you can spray Flick Stick. Flick Stick is one of the thicker products. It would need diluting about 25%. Yeah, it's a really pretty color. See how you can see, sorry, my finger makes the camera change. You can see up at the top how it's changing in the light. It's starting to dry. And the face, this will be ready for another coat in how long would you say? About 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes.
Because it's pretty warm outside. There's no breeze. So
yeah, there's no breeze at all. No breeze whatsoever. I need to spray on this 2 coats of, come over here so I'm not talking behind the camera. I need to spray 2 coats of the metallic, and then 2 coats of Gator Hide will get sprayed on this piece. This piece is all spraying, and that's because it's really just metallic and clear coat. There's not really any brushed decorative finishes on this. So we're doing a kitchen right now too. Should we take them over to the kitchen project?
Oh gosh.
You guys want to talk about a kitchen?
I don't want to talk about my garage.
There you go. We'll come over here. Let's talk about the kitchen.
Try not to give everybody a...
Yeah, this is our life, guys. This is our kitchen project that we're working on. So, I'm using the same sprayer for this kitchen, but let's talk a little bit about this kitchen. This is a friend's kitchen, and I've never done a kitchen before. I mean, I have.
And,
yeah, I guess if you want to count, but I I did it in latex paint. It was years ago. And it didn't come out very nice either. So I'm glad we sold that house. This is a friend's kitchen, and she volunteered to let me do her doors and drawers for her. They're at home brushing on the boxes. So the process on this kitchen here, there's 30 doors and 10 drawers in here.
Sure. Amen to that one.
Yeah,
Our quarantine
I
is a
counted.
nightmare.
Yeah. Here's how I think of kitchens. It's like having a child. You have to, you know, if it's yours, you think it's cute and beautiful. Other people might not be such a fan of it. But you have to revel in the beauty of it. And it takes a while for the pain to go away before you want to do it again.
The day I love a kitchen is the day I sell the house.
Yeah. That's what I think doing a kitchen like. It's like having a baby. You got to forget about the pain of it before you want to do it again. So all the props in the world to people who do kitchens. It's a lot of work. These have 2 coats of Dixie Belle paint in, or Dixie Belle Boss in white. 2 coats, because these are bleeders. They're oak cabinets, you guys, with really deep grain. Can you see this grain on camera? Really deep grain in these, and they were really bad bleeders. So we've got 2 coats sprayed of Dixie Belle Boss in white. That needed about 25% dilution. Then 2 coats of Dixie Belle Fluff in white, or Dixie Belle Fluff. That's our paint color. That's where we are right now. These are only painted, no clear coat. And then we'll spray 2 coats of Gator Hide. So 2, 2, and 2. Chuck Woolery.
Chuck Woolery.
I knew that was coming. That was a reference to what was...
By the way, it's only 2 and 2.
I know,
The
2 and 2.
dating
We'll be
game?
back in 2 and 2.
What was that? Love Connection.
Love Connection.
There we go.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
Love Connection. So after they were sanded smooth, they were cleaned with White Lightning, 2 coats of Boss in white.
Donna, it was diluted with water.
Water, yes, diluted with water, about 25% in the Boss. The Boss is a thicker product. Same thing with Slick Stick. It's a thicker product. It's going to need a little bit more water, about the 25% range. 2 coats of Dixie Belle Fluff. The fluff was diluted only about 10%. It's thicker than the metallics, which we did not dilute, but thinner than Boss.
There's a lot of fluff here.
You start learning. Yeah, there is a lot. I'm fluffing this a lot. So 2 coats of fluff on here, and then we will spray 2 coats of Gator Hide on this. And this kitchen is going away, and I will never be so happy. They're really good friends, though.
No. June says that he was the original host of Wheel of Fortune. What?
Really?
Take that, Pat Sajak.
Throwing down some knowledge tonight, June.
Boom.
So, so that's my process. If you want to do your kitchen, a sprayer is a huge advantage. Huge advantage. It would be worth bringing home even a basic sprayer, even the Wagner Home Decor sprayer, a HomeRite sprayer. Any sprayer is going to be an advantage. We sanded between every single coat, got a sanding in between, and a tack cloth to wipe it down. So there's a lot of work that goes into a kitchen, but I did 2 coats of Boss, 2 coats of paint, 2 coats of Gator Hide after the cleaning and sanding. So I hope that's helpful. So that was spraying the dresser tonight, you guys. That's what I'm working on right now. We'll go back in a few minutes and lay a second coat on. I don't think it's ready quite yet.
Ricky says, I'm not good at math. 25% is easy to understand. When you say 10%.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just threw you all off.
Whoopsie.
Literally the easiest way, put it in a measuring cup. Put it in a measuring cup. And then you get to the point where you learn the thickness that you need to get to. So really, think of it like this. We don't dilute the metallic or the Gator Hide. You want to get the paint or the Boss or whatever, or the Slick Stick, to the consistency of the metallics. That's what you're trying to get it to, which are just
shy of water.
Yeah, no, don't say that, because that would be over thinning the paint.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what viscosity it would compare to. It's thinner than a pudding, I think. Anyway, compare it to the metallics or even to the Gator Hide. Even gloss clear coat is another example of a really thin product that wouldn't
Like a
need
vegetable
diluting.
oil?
Yeah, like an oil would be good.
I was going to say motor oil, but then...
Yeah, but us women are like, what's that?
Pretty sexy to me, yeah. Huh?
Well, that was just offensive.
Yeah. That's what I do. I count how many I can offend in a certain time.
I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on spraying, you guys, but we do a lot of it around here, and it is a huge advantage. So take on your kitchen, but take it on with a sprayer, and you will definitely appreciate that tool. So I'm going to let you guys go because I got a kitchen to work on.
That's not ours.
A lot of clear coat to spray. They're coming on Saturday to pick all these doors up, and they're not done yet. But thank you guys for watching us spray tonight. I will probably come back with this dresser that I'm working on and do the gold leaf with you guys on camera. That will probably be on Saturday, though. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, I hope that answered some of your questions about spraying and the different types of sprayers. Message me if you have any questions. I'll try to answer as best as I can. The metallics spray beautifully. Spray your metallics. Anyway, my link is above in the post. You guys, you can use that to find your local Dixie Belle retailer. A lot of them are shipping, and a lot of them will do porch pickups and drop-offs and all that kind of stuff too, to be able to get you your paint. Dixie Belle paint is still shipping out to you too. The link will also take you to their website, and I appreciate any purchases made through my link.
I just want to give a quick shout out to my fan.
Oh, is your mom on? Thank you to Sean for helping me tonight. It helps a lot that he helps me with my spraying. It's a huge advantage. I will be back next Thursday, and we will paint something again together.
Kelly, it's water. You just dilute with water.
Yeah, just mix with water. You don't have to get into Floetrol and all that, you know, no mineral spirits, no. But here's the deal. I don't usually pass through oil-based products in my sprayer. If you want to do that, I'd rather have a junkier sprayer for oil-based products. They have a different cleanup. Dixie Belle products clean up beautifully because they're all water-based. So you can clean the sprayer out pretty easily in between uses too. Takes about 10 or 15 minutes, would you say, to clean it out?
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, if you
it's a little more intricate, but yeah.
If you think about it, it takes about 10 or 15 minutes to spray the coat, 10 or 15 minutes to clean it out. It would probably take me an hour to brush a coat on a dresser that size. So it's still a time saver. I have minimal overspray, uses about the same amount of paint, a little bit of waste. It's totally worth it. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Happy Thursday. Thank you.